Jesus seemed more concerned with meeting people where they thought he was. So like even on big things like, what must I do to inherit eternal life? You know? And Jesus is like of all the questions, he should have been, let me give you the 3 steps, right? He goes, I don't know. How do you read it? In other words, I don't know where you are enough to answer that. I need you to tell me where you are and I'll meet you right where you are. Right?
Yeah.
And then he would give them stuff to wrestle with, like the parables. I love the parables because if you look at the parables from a Hebraic perspective, there's always someone asking a question, and Jesus is answering that question with a parable that forces the asker or askers, to find themselves in the narrative and wrestle with the implications.
Yeah. Are you the prodigal son or are you the older brother?
Yes. Are you? What would your response be to one sheep leaving? Or remember the guy that he comes to Jesus and goes, would you use your authority to tell my brother to divide the inheritance more equitably?
Yeah.
And Jesus goes, what's that got to do with me? I'm bored with that. Like my problem is the belief system that you think more stuff makes your life more valuable. And so then he tells a parable, and he does Hebrew Kung Fu on him. Most Hebrew parables have 3 or 4 characters, 4 types of ground, 3 characters, and you get to choose. You get to wrestle with where you are, right? Not that one. That one had 1 character, and he's called a fool, right? In other words, Jesus is like, anybody that thinks this way, there's no way for me to frame this other than to tell you how a fool lives his life. A fool lives his life building bigger barns instead of examining how he can use his excess to share with and make other people's lives better. And that's not a declaration. That's a sermon that would have required that guy to go, who am I in the story and what do I do with this?
And there's only 1 character. There's no wiggle room
When
here.
there's only 1 character, that is absolute rabbinical kung fu.